Many years ago, when I got married and everything was an absolute fortune and even a cake was about 500 quid, I came up with a phrase that helped me to mentally get through the time, and that's what I'm going to talk about on today's episode 677 of the Daily Sales Message podcast. And the phrase was this: money spent is money forgotten. Money spent is money forgotten. And this is really relevant in a sales scenario because this is where we get into upsells and impulse buys and cross sells and things like that. When somebody has already decided to spend the money with you, let alone actually spent it, when they've decided to spend the money with you, that is a great opportunity as long as it's in their interest. So this isn't about taking advantage of people, but as long as it's in their interest, to then consider other things. And we've all had this where we've decided to buy a car or a sofa or whatever it is. And once we've decided that, then they say, would you like this upsell, that upsell? And we're more inclined to do it, A, because we decided to spend the money already. So kind of, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. There's a bit of that going on. But also, if I'm spending £50,000 on a car and you're selling me something for £300 as an upsell, kind of feels like just adding in a packet of sweets at the till, doesn't it? So as long as it's used carefully, and I know people are really nervous about upselling. They feel like they're taking advantage of people and pushing things on them. But there will be upsells, accessories, additional things that will be of genuine use to your buyer. And the best time to offer them to them is just after they've decided to buy or just after they've bought, because money spent is money forgotten. And it's the most conducive time for them to add things to their order as long as it's in their interest. Let's not take advantage of people. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Tomorrow in episode 678, well, pretty much along the same lines here of me telling you off there, but it's another phrase that I use in terms of where to place your focus and how to make sure you don't rip people off and you don't do them over. Very simple phrase to remember, and actually it will help you, ironically, to sell more stuff, but also to build a great reputation. So tune in tomorrow for that, and I'll explain that concept and that mantra in detail. That's it for this one. I appreciate your time and attention as always. I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.